Greetings everyone. Now these are my controller input mappings. You can copy them if you wish. The only thing I actually changed here was the e-brake to right bumper. I also used to use manual shifting because it's a lot faster. Now I gotta say that the best probably input mappings for shifting gears is shift down LT and then shift up RT because they're just really close to each other, and I don't like the using the buttons because they're kind of confusing to use, especially when you have to shift multiple gears like really rapidly. Now, I just keep vibration on because I like it. Now, steering axis dead zone and stuff like this, I just keep it default. I like having a little bit of a feeling, of pressing feeling when I'm accelerating. That way, I can actually not have my wheels spin in place or like lock while I'm accelerating. And basically, I like having a little bit of steering precision. So I think of my car as my crosshair since I play a lot of FPS games. So basically, I want to have a really low sensitivity with my car so that I can actually just make these micro adjustments, and I want them to be really smooth and not sharp so I don't oversteer or just start, I don't know, messing up. Now the difficulty controls, this is pretty much what I've found to be the best for me because I like having all of these assists off because I want to have pretty much full control of my car, and I also want to be forced and responsible for controlling my car fully. So I have ABS off because I think it does more harm than good, especially if you're racing around tight corners and you want to overtake, maybe a little slight of drifting. So I just usually turn the anti-lock completely off. Now steering simulation is probably best for the wheel. Now I use it for controller too because it has a little bit more sharper turns compared to standard. And since I'm already using a very low steering dead zone, I just keep it at simulation. It gives me like the best of both worlds, I think. But definitely, if you don't like simulation and you're on controller, you should go for standard. Now traction control, I just usually turn this off. I don't like having my wheels cut power just like before a turn or anything because it can really mess you up, especially if you're like drifting or something, just throw you off. Stability control, I also have this off. I really don't like all these assists, to be honest. I mean, it's good if you're starting out, but then again, I don't like having all this assist stuff in my way. Now shifting, I have an automatic. Manual will always be faster than automatic because, as you know, especially when you're moving from like a still position, automatic is very slow on shifting the gears, and a lot of times your wheels will spin. Now the way I compensate for that is actually having a like a bigger dead zone for my acceleration. Another good reason to have a lower turn dead zone is because when you're going high speed and you're gonna try and do a small or slight correction, you might lose control of the car because of a sharp turn, or you might just go into oversteer or straight into drifting. So take into account that sharper isn't always better, and having full control of your car to whatever you feel comfortable with is always going to be the best. Now I'm still a little bit noobish at this game. It is probably the only and like the best realistic driving game I've ever played besides like GTA and maybe some, I don't know, Need for Speed games. So hopefully you enjoyed this little clip of a race I did recently. Now remember, I'm playing this as like a racing game, not a simulator. So pretty much anything goes, a little bit of dirty plays. I'm not afraid to use walls to recover. I'm not afraid to, you know, do some off-roading.